Um, Here's a question for you. I think there's a new form of racism. And I want to run this by you and see if any of you have encountered this. I had a situation recently in which I could hire somebody to do a job temporarily. And because of the unique nature of this, I knew that I could pick somebody who was either black or non-black, right? So you don't need to know the details. Just know that there was a job and I had a choice. And I could either probably hire somebody black or probably hire somebody who wasn't. Now, if I'm judging my own racism, I'm indifferent, right? So I don't have a personal preference. I had no reason to think there was any difference in any of the people. So on that level, how do I feel about it? No difference. But we just went through the age of Trump, and I ask you this question. What should I assume about the general sentiment of the average black citizen in the United States in the year 2021 about me? Forget about my opinion about them, which is just fine. Is it fair to assume, statistically speaking, all things being equal, is it fair to assume that if I'm working with a black citizen of the United States and they come to understand who I am and that I said good things about Trump, is that a problem? And here's the better part. Would I be doing them a favor by putting them in that awkward situation? Would you want, let me switch it around so you can get an example of it. Suppose you are being asked to do a job, you take the job, and then you find out the person who hired you is a pedophile. After you take the job, are you happy that you got a job? Or are you unhappy that you accidentally ended up working for a monster? All right, so same situation. If I were to hire somebody who would be, by the nature of the hiring, would be working with me for a while, would I want them to be uncomfortable? Because I feel that most black Americans would be uncomfortable spending time with me. Is that unfair? And have we created a whole new type of discrimination that didn't even exist 2 years ago? Where you're discriminating against people under the reasonable assumption that they don't like you. And is that unfair to do somebody a favor by not exposing them to you? It's a little confusing, isn't it? Because I can't quite wrap my head around if this is a new form of racism and I'm participating in it, which would be horrible, or if it's just a bad thing that happened. I don't know.